So we were announced back in November 2019, part of Level Up KL then. But as you know, it's been a journey trying to put this together. I joined sometime in October 2020, and that's when really the pedal hit the metal. I think a lot of things were going around in the background, putting the stuff together. But as you know, we were in the COVID, pandemic, and this in itself made it a bit more complicated in terms of how we wanted to start up. In reality, we actually got the 5 people who were instrumental in putting this together in January of 2021. So it's just almost a year now. This is December, so 11 months. I got the head of HR, Suki, who joined us. We had a senior sysadmin who helped us on the IT side, Daniel. And also, in different locations, we had our head of animation based out of San Diego, and also head of art in Singapore. So this is sort of like the core team that started help to sort of build the studio. And as we went along, we started adding more seniors, more leads into the organization. We've gotten most of our core leadership. We call ourselves a core. We're not leaders of the organization because we're growing into this team, right? We're a new team. Some would say we're the startup in PlayStation, or you're in a big organization like PlayStation, but we're this little startup with a very sort of monolithic mother around us. But it's great. We're being supported very well, and with this gives us a lot of experience and sort of support in terms of making ourselves a success here. For me, it's 1 year. 1 year in October. That was in 1 year in October. But yeah, we're coming to 1 year. Really boots on the ground. In January is when you also committed to having commune as our sort of temporary office space, right? So yeah, it's been almost a year. Yeah. I think it's been mentioned before that we're looking at having a size about 150 team members in the studio, probably at the end within the next 3 years or so. But as it is right now, we are in the point where we're accelerating our recruitment and employment opportunities. I think there's just, as you might know, right, the platform is the PlayStation 5 platform is hungry for content, and PlayStation Studios is really growing at rapid pace. We all need to really grow really quickly. We are part of the PlayStation Studios creative arts team. And really, it's a central organization that allows support to all the PlayStation Studios that we have within PlayStation Studios. So, all the different studios, as Santa Monica and the rest, we are part of the central organization that actually supports them. And this could be in the areas of sound, creative, music, visual arts, and then Malaysia Studio. So Malaysia Studio is a funny creature, I guess. It will be part of that. We could offer all these different sort of services too, but for now, as we announced earlier, we're very focused in building sort of a strong art and animation team. I think this is what we're really good at in this region, and I think something that we could build easily here. And if you're talking about the other sort of opportunities that or jobs that it is really not in our horizon at the moment. That's a really good question. So we were in that transition where we were called Sony Interactive Entertainment Worldwide Studios, and now we're like Sony Interactive Entertainment PlayStation Studios, and there's a reason for that. I think one of the things that we wanted to do is to create this family and also sort of live up to the brand of the PlayStation, and because of this, as an organization, we aspire to a purpose, and that purpose is to advance gaming and the positive impact that it has on people's lives. So that's sort of like the real overall purpose. So when you talk about what is it that's going to attract people to come into our studio, and I think this is the real sort of thing that people are looking for. They're looking for a place to belong, a place where they feel, where their passion is sort of realized and be a part of that, and really work on the best games. And because of this, we have like 4 values, I would say, or values or purposes that we aspire to. And I think this is something that as a new studio, we will have to work hard to realize them. The 4 sort of values are better together. That means we work better as a team, collaborative. We are fiercely daring. As it is, we are always pushing the bar, being bold. We're proudly different, and we celebrate the differences and also diversity within the organization and our team members. And last but not least, we know we always have to strive to be the best. So, this is something that I think we're always working on, and making sure that people know this is our values, and they're also at the same time talking about these values to the general public. Again, let's take away the word support. I think we're a central organization, and what we do is we provide the best of breed services to all our studios, right? It's not just support, but bringing what are the best things that. So the visual arts team and our team bring out the best of the animation or the best of the art, right? Because at the end, when we work on AAA games, it's not just the 200 people in that studio working on it. It's a couple thousand people working on it. But we come in as and this is why we're saying we could be 500 people, but we're very cognizant that we want to make sure that we find the best people so that we can bring the best sort of support to all these different studios. I would say that the most important word that I have right now is I'm really grateful. One, grateful for the opportunity, but also grateful that I have this team that I have right now. The core team that I have put together, that come together. I didn't put them together. We actually came together. People like akin it to like Avengers, but at the end of the day, we had to grow into a team. And as I said before, we had the head of HR coming in, senior sysadmin. We had a head of animation, head of art, but we had people from different other studios, from ex Ubisoft, ex EA, ex Base FX. We have a senior manager in tech art, a head of production. All these people, all these team members who come in. Have different perspectives and different experiences. And this allows us to actually have sort of a better awareness and understanding of different sort of environments, and also different sort of pitfalls, and also, the strengths of all of these different studios that they've worked in. And because of this, even though that, and going back to what you said, like, yes, COVID is, I would say, something that's wreaked havoc on the industry, but on the hindsight, I also see this as an opportunity for sort of people to work together on a collaborative manner. It accelerated, right? You didn't have to come into the office. It will probably be a lot harder for us to work together if we didn't have the tools to do so. So all these things have accelerated sort of collaboration over internet, over the technologies that we have. And this allows us to, check on each other, review each other's work in a better manner. I don't think that it will take away that human touch, and I still believe in that human touch in the future, and that's part of our growth later on that I can talk about. But the reality is that having sort of all these different ideas and experiences from the sort of core team has helped me a lot, and helped sort of us as a team a lot to actually grow in a better manner, right? And if you're looking at 2021 and the whole ecosystem, I think the Malaysian ecosystem has also in a way benefited from well, one, having PlayStation in Malaysia has raised eyebrows across, globally, right? Why PlayStation has chosen Malaysia as where to see why it became a studio here and have the studio here has made people interested to see what's happening in Malaysia. But the reality is that is a buildup, right? And I know that a lot of our local studios and great local studios like Lemon Sky, like Passion Republic, Glow Productions, all these great studios have been working with a lot of the AAA game studios and other great game studios to actually be working on some of the great stuff that we've been enjoying, right? So in a sense that because of the I guess in the situation that we're in, when we ourselves talk to the studios, like, can you work with us on certain projects? And that PlayStation works with some of the studios. It is now a bit harder for us because a lot of these studios are at capacity or even more than capacity in terms of the work that's coming out, because although it's a negative thing, but during COVID the consumption of entertainment has just gone through the roof, especially within games. So it is an opportunity and also a negative thing, but I think as we come out of it, it will make sure that at the very least in the mainstream, it gives us a bit more, I would say, stature for the mainstream to appreciate what we're doing within the space. And we hope that this will continue on and move forward with the times. It is interesting. It's a very deep rabbit hole. I've been watching it. Nothing really within PlayStation that I can talk about. There isn't anything at the moment. But for me, it's interesting to see what's happening in the region itself. I don't know if you've heard of Yield Guild Games, and also the Axis Infinity, which is by Sky Mavis. Those are interesting models right there, where especially with the YGG, they're looking at play to earn. And it's something that I think you should take a look into. It could be something very interesting where people maybe below even the poverty line be able to have a good income by playing games, around blockchain and NFTs. So they announced that they're buying out a couple of assets already, investing into time machine NFTs. They say in a game called Big Time Studios game or something like that. So that looks interesting right now. An area that we think that not we, but I think that it would be interesting to see how it pans out within this region itself. It is a very fair comment, and I think that's something that we're very cognizant about. And I think one of the reasons why I'm sitting at this spot and this place is that I know of the lay of the land, not just in Malaysia, but within the region. And I think it's really important for me as an individual within this organization and a Malaysian is to see that the industry grows together. Rising tide raises all boats, right? So, we are very, I would say, working together, not just, already we're talking between the different studios of how to sort of make sure that we help each other in terms of creating a better talent pool. But really, one of the core team members that we have is Buzz. Buzz has been instrumental in MDEC before, in creating incubators and working with universities and academia. And we brought him on board specifically for this, is for us to actually work with and bring forth, hopefully, a sort of an elevation in terms of what the talent pool in Malaysia, and hopefully later, if we have more resources in the region itself, to actually create more talent for within the industry. I think one of the things that I came from my MDEC days experience was we looked at Canada as one of the great examples, and how Canada grew from almost over the 20 years and how it became sort of AAA central in Montreal and Vancouver. And you could see that one of the things that Ubisoft did in Montreal was to actually work very closely with the schools, and then that attracted more AAA studios to come. And also, people will get bored in working in large organizations, and this is evident also if you look at One Hasmir, where he moved from Square Enix and started his indie studios. Yes, in the early days that we might have some attrition. I would not say that it's not going to happen, but I think we're here in for the long term, and I think the ecosystem will grow and be able to sustain sort of all the different projects that were coming in. As it is right now, a lot of and we're trying as much as possible through sort of our relationships with the indies, the PlayStation Indies team, to actually assist as many studios as possible in working together with PlayStation and in making sure that the product is out there, right? So yeah, that's what I would say. It's still a ways away. One of the things that I think Canada has, which I'm trying to see if we can propose to Malaysia even more, and I think this will even accelerate this even further, is that we already have in Malaysia the Filming in Malaysia incentive. I think you probably heard of that, which accords any foreign production, or any production for that matter, it doesn't have to be foreign, any production that hits a threshold to gain some sort of cash rebate. In Canada, it's a tax credit. If we do more of that, I think a lot of more productions can happen in Malaysia, and this will probably just give more opportunities for Malaysians and even people within the region that come into Malaysia to be part of more sort of solid big projects that come in, that will hopefully come into Malaysia. So that's one of them. The other thing I think really about talent pool, we've already working with a lot of the colleges right now. We do have a partnership with the One Academy, for example. We're going to work with more and partner with more. And these are things that we hope that will sort of help. I tell this to a lot of people. I'm like a kid in a candy store in PlayStation, but the reality is now that the candy store is PlayStation, and I'm sort of running that candy store. So I now have to make sure that the candy store is the best place for the sort of the best talent to come in. So we need to make sure that the studios, the colleges are able to actually take whatever that I can probably bring from PlayStation into them and then elevate their work. So things that we're doing right now is how we can give more sort of skills in terms of mocap. And that's something that we're looking for. Like every time we're looking for an animator, can you do mocap work? That's sort of bread and butter of our team right now in terms of what they're doing in terms of animation, which is, I would not to say it's non-existent in this region, but it's really minimal, and it's something that we hope that we can bring onto the table and hope and sort of assist institutions and the lecturers and the students to understand how to do animation in a mocap way, because a lot of the stuff that we do are in the realistic manner. That's a question that I would ask you, right? Like, when do you think? But the reality is that we don't know, right? What's important for us is to make sure that we build a great studio here that can do what PlayStation expects us to do, expectations of PlayStation standards. And just like Montreal and just like Vancouver, they started us out as I guess we're studios and support studios before this. And when they became later on producers of content. So sorry to skirt around the question, but I really don't know.